that I really like and that I'm so pissed off that he lost. Dante Wilder. Great guy.
Yeah. Do you think that at age 34, does he need to change things, or is it just a matter of him refocusing and getting back into the next phase?
It's going to be refocusing, but he's only going to win. He's only going to beat this big guy. He's only going to beat Tyson Fury if he does what Tyson Fury is doing. That's the only way he's going to do it, which means he's going to take some steroids and he's going to do some growth hormone, because that's exactly what that guy was on. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's a fact, yeah. And you just
why do you think that's true? You just feel it?
Oh my God. He does drugs his whole life. This is going to make him a better boxer. It's going to make him a tougher, stronger. And of course he's going to take that stuff. He was hanging out with some bodybuilders that I know that are very high-end bodybuilders. He was hanging out with them at the fights. So it's a no-brainer. And I literally even tried to get in touch with Deontay after the fight and to tell him, I'm still waiting on his call. I want to try to talk to some of his people, because he's not going to win against that guy when that guy's jacked up the way he is. It's almost impossible. It's a good guy, a good fighter, Tyson Fury, good fighter, Dante Wilder, good fighter. But now, when you add in all that stuff, you add in all those growth hormones, oh my God, he was a beast. He felt like a king. He came in on a throne. It goes to show you, like, he felt like a king. When you take that stuff, I've never done growth hormone. I've been friends with plenty of guys who did it and told me that, Vinny, it's unbelievable. It regrows your body. You feel like a monster. You feel great. Every muscle is added to the muscle that you already have. There's guys that do it religiously, and I can see the difference in their body and their motions and their movement in their thought process. And
so you feel that somehow he masked it for the test that he took? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, you heard that from boxer Vinny Paz. You can look up his name on Google. They made a movie about him, starring Miles Teller, called Bleed for This. Never saw the movie, heard it was a good movie. And he fought Roy Jones Jr. and he was stopped, but he fought Roberto Duran twice. He had a record of 50-10, and he had 30 knockouts, and that's decent power. And he was stopped 3 times, but he told Al Bernstein, once again, Al Bernstein of Showtime, yes, that Al Bernstein, that he believes that Tyson Fury was using HGH, human growth hormone. Now, in case you guys don't know what human growth hormone is, that is a extremely banned substance. Keep in mind, that's what Victor Conti invented, or he was one of the creators of it. Keep in mind, he was tied to all those baseball players, including Barry Bonds, as part of the Balco scandal. And also he had ties to Sugar Shane Mosley. That's what Sugar Shane Mosley was accused of using. And the reason why a lot of baseball players didn't get in trouble, even though we all know Major League Baseball wouldn't have done nothing anyway, because based off the fact that Houston Astros got caught cheating red-handed and they really wasn't punished, I think they was only fined like $1 million. But nevertheless, Keep in mind, Sugar Shane Mosley testified about that. He gave an affidavit. He's on video. Well, pretty much admitting that he used it. But basically, he didn't know what he was taking. Keep in mind, a lot of baseball players didn't know what they was taking according to them. Now, whether you believe them or not, that's up to you. Now, here you have Italian American. Now he, that flat out said that he believes Tyson Fury used something. Now keep in mind, he says he's been trying to reach Deontay Wilder. He said he saw Tyson Fury hanging out with well-known bodybuilders. He was sort of talking to Cole, but he wasn't talking to Cole. Basically, he was saying, it's right in your face. He basically was saying these high-end bodybuilders, which we all know bodybuilders use steroids, PEDs. Okay. At the end of the day, I'm going to just make this very clear. If you don't like Deontay Wilder for whatever reason, whether because he's too brash for some of y'all, whether he's, his affiliation with 7-8 in the LDBC, and you happen not to like 7-8, and that's whoever you are. It's a lot of people that don't like 7-8, the LDBC. They come in all colors, shapes, and sizes. Not talking about no specific person. I'm just talking about period. And you gonna discredit anything Wilder says, because at the end of the day, it's really not about Wilder. It's because you don't like 7-8 or the LDBC. At the end of the day, you got to start looking into this kind of stuff. Now, this is a former professional boxer. At the end of the day, you can't just ignore testimony or people giving their opinion on a certain situation. After all, this dude has been in the ring. He is a former champion. And to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. He said he's been trying to get in contact with Wilder and his people. Basically, he's saying this is his own suspicion. At the end of the day, why do people play these games? Why do people play these games? Like we just making this shit up. Like I said, there's a paper trail to support that Tyson Fury is not a clean person, doesn't live a clean lifestyle. He has history of failed drug tests, accusations of tampering with gloves, not to mention he has a history of substance abuse. And like I said, for the people that's sitting up here saying, oh, Wilder, need to quit crying, the LDBC need to quit crying about what? What are we crying about? We just putting out facts. We're not making this shit up. These are things that these are mountains of evidence that and suspicion that have surfaced about Tyson Fury. Nobody can explain the Christian Hammer fight where the referee caught him flat out trying to cheat, attempting to cheat, where his thumb wasn't in the gloves. But like I said, at the end of the day, we know there's media. Like I said, they not going to touch on this story because they want to stay in good with the promotional companies, that hand out the media credentials because they hope to get back up in there. Like I told you, I don't give a damn about that stuff. I'm going to make this very clear. I believe that Tyson Fury did something he didn't have no business doing. This possibly could end up in court. Now, what happens if Deontay Wilder does decide, okay, you know what? I'm not going to fight Tyson Fury again. I'm going to press criminal charges against him. And that's pretty much it. Now, you've heard people say, well, Tyson Fury should have charges pressed against him. I've been saying that. I do believe that Deontay Wilder should press charges against Tyson Fury. I believe that wholeheartedly. But here's the thing. Miguel Cotto didn't press charges against Antonio Margarito. You know, Sugar Shane Mosley, he didn't press charges against Antonio Margarito. Bernard Hopkins didn't press charges against Felix Trinidad. Andre Ward didn't press charges against Miguel Kessler. So, at the end of the day, it's common when fighters will try not to press charges against other fighters for attempting to cheat. So this is not nothing of the norm. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that's unusual. Okay? A lot of times fighters don't want to go to that extent. But technically you can press charges. Okay? You can sue. Like I said, now you got people, now this could get to the point to where you could actually summon somebody like Victor Conti to break down HGH and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, I know about HGH. I'll follow that Barry Bonds stuff and Balco very closely. Like I said, HGH is a performance enhancing drugs that, they have this stuff that you take these drops, you put it under your tongue, then they have a form of cream. This is what they accuse Barry Bonds of using, the drops and the cream. And you only have between a 24-hour best case scenario or 72-hour window to try to catch it. If you don't catch it in between that 24 to 72-hour window, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So like I said, all you people that's getting upset and acting like, well, where is this coming from? Y'all know where this is coming from. Because like I said, if Deontay Wilder was black and had this type of history and paper trail and documents saying that he's not legit, there would be video after video. But you dudes want to suck up to some of these, these different type of people that come to your channel because, like I said, you don't want to rock the boat because you want to get your views. Because at the end of the day, we know certain type of people watch certain type of channels. As long as you don't talk about their favorite fighter in most cases, or should I say the non-black fighter that they root for, and you sit up there and bash black fighters to get views, or people that support black fighters, then you okay with that. You okay with compromising yourself to get views and make money. And I told you, I don't roll like that. Like I said before, if you don't like 7-8, you don't like the LDBC, fine. You want to play that role, you ain't, you not media, fine. But at the end of the day, if you ain't keeping it real and you don't want to report certain news because you got an issue with certain people, not even Deontay Wilder, then it's something wrong with you. That says a lot about you. But like I said, it's a lot of these people like that out there. They don't like the LDBC, but they sure will title the LDBC in their videos to get views. And that's a fact. You swear you don't like a group of people, but you sure title them in your videos, and then I look at your subscription count, and then I look at your views. And I'm not saying no names. Whether you like the LDBC or not, the LDBC's name is ringing in these YouTube streets. Whether you think we're a bunch of clueless idiots that don't know nothing about boxing and all that type of shit, well, at the end of the day, we must know something. I must know something because you continue to watch my channel. So, but nevertheless, I don't want to make this about the LDBC. I want to make this about these accusations against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, to me, has shown he doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. He's far beyond the benefit of the doubt. Like I say, too much negative history on his side. But it's cool. Like I say, this is more proof that something ain't right about Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right. But then this is what they do to black men anyway. You know, anytime we say something ain't right or we make accusations, this is how we get treated in the workforce too. This is just not in sports. You know what I'm saying? This is in life. You know, anytime we make accusations or we talk about certain issues we have, we're just making up stuff, we're crying, we're delusional. Or we're being over emotional. But if somebody that isn't black does something, has an issue, complain, he's concerned. You see the difference? But nevertheless, I needed to put that out there. This is just very interesting. All I can say about Tyson Fury, man, you just look just far beyond guilty. And based off the fact you saying you refusing to fight Deontay Wilder, and due to the fact if Tyson Fury is so innocent, why won't he just flat out say he didn't do it? Why won't he just say, hey, you're lying, Wilder, I didn't do this? You know why he won't flat out say he didn't do it? Because if he's ever flat out caught, he could say, hey, he could find a way out by saying, hey, I didn't know what I was taking. Oh, they gave me remember Manny Pacquiao and the shakes? Okay, there you have it. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.